A Forest Tale. Long ago, deep in the forests of the English countryside, lived a little red squirrel called Clip. Clip was the last red squirrel left in his forest. His family had gone. His friends had disappeared. Everywhere he looked, the bigger, stronger grey squirrels had taken over. But Clip would not leave. "This is my home," he would whisper. "My ancestors lived here long before the grey squirrels arrived." Every day was a struggle. Clip had to fight for food, rush around looking for fresh water, and search for safe places to sleep. Although he was smaller than the grey squirrels, he was much quicker. He could leap farther, climb faster, and think smarter than any of them. But there were always more greys. Day after day, their numbers grew. Slowly, Clip became tired. Sometimes he was scratched or bruised after escaping another chase. Still, he refused to give up. One crisp autumn morning, Clip decided to search for food far beyond the edge of his own forest. As he explored the unfamiliar woodland, he heard a strange sound coming from the trees ahead. Rustle, scramble, thump. Curious, Clip crept closer. A large grey squirrel was racing around the trunk of an old oak tree. But something was chasing it. It wasn't a fox. It wasn't a stoat. It looked almost like a cat, with rich brown fur, a long bushy tail, and bright golden eyes. With one powerful leap, whoosh, the mysterious animal caught the grey squirrel. Clip watched in amazement. "I've never seen anything move that fast." Gathering his courage, Clip scampered down the tree. "Hello," he called. The animal looked up. "Hello yourself," he replied with a friendly smile. "My name's Clip. Who are you?" The stranger stood proudly. "I am Huck, a pine marten." Clip gasped. "A pine marten? I thought your kind had disappeared from these forests long ago." "We nearly did," Huck said softly. "But my family has returned. Little by little, we're coming home." Clip's eyes widened. "That's wonderful." Then he glanced nervously at the grey squirrel Huck had caught. "Would you ever try to catch a red squirrel like me?" Huck laughed. "Oh, don't be silly. My family has known red squirrels for thousands of years. You're our old friends of the forest. Besides," he grinned, "you're far too quick and nimble for us." "But those grey squirrels," Huck said, looking into the trees. "They're changing the forests. They're pushing out the creatures that belong here." "There aren't many left in my woodland," Huck added. Clip's ears twitched. "I know somewhere," he whispered, "where there are hundreds of them." Huck's eyes lit up. "Really?" Clip nodded. "Follow me." Clip led Huck through valleys, over streams, and into his own forest. When Huck saw the enormous number of grey squirrels, he could hardly believe his eyes. Soon Huck called the rest of his family. Together, the pine martens hunted through the forest day after day. The grey squirrels became fewer and fewer, until, at last, they were gone. As the seasons passed, something wonderful happened. Red squirrels began returning. First one, then two, then whole families. The trees once again echoed with the cheerful chatter of little red squirrels leaping through the branches. Some of the pine martens stayed to protect the woodland. Others continued their journey, helping forests in other parts of the country. Clip was never lonely again. His forest was alive with friends, birdsong, and new life. Standing high on his favorite branch, Clip smiled as the sun shone through the leaves. The forest had found its balance once more. And from that day on, the woodland became a safe and wonderful home again. Just as it had been for countless generations. The end.